Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the 7 Millennium items in Yu-Gi-Oh! And ranking them from worst to best. We'll be discussing their individual abilities, as well as their benefits and drawbacks in the world of duel monsters. So without further ado, we're going to kick this off with the bottom of our list being the Millennium Ring. The Millennium Ring is obviously at the bottom of the list due to it having way more drawbacks than actual benefits. Its only real benefit being that it turns into a GPS every once in a while. Okay, now it's time for its numerous and considerable drawbacks. The first one being that it literally kills anyone who isn't worthy of it, and if it does deem you worthy, it just possesses you. The worst part is that you get possessed by Bandit Bakura, who I have deemed one of the worst duelists in the entire series. The final issue with the Millennium Ring is that it will always find its host no matter how many times they try to get rid of it, even going so far as to stick its needles into their chest if they try to remove it. Next from the bottom, we have the Millennium Key. Now, it's not a spectacular Millennium item. It doesn't really even help you in duel monsters, and its only function is to let you enter someone's mind, and it doesn't really let you do anything else afterwards. Up next on our list is the Millennium Scale, yet another Millennium item that has no viability in the actual game of duel monsters. However, this Millennium item does create its own shadow game, using a Feather of Ma'at in one side and absolutely nothing in the other. The wielder will ask questions to the victim. Should the victim answer these questions with lies, the side that has nothing on it will start to weigh down, until it eventually hits the floor. Once that happens, however, a punishment game will start to ensue, which will cost the victim's life. While this item isn't really useful in the game of duel monsters, it is very useful for something like interrogation. Jumping to more powerful Millennium items, we have the Millennium Rod up next, and I have a lot to say about this thing. To sum it up, the power of the Millennium Rod lets you use mind control, and it's not even just one person either. You can actually make an entire army with this power like Merrick did with his ghouls. It also doubles as a shank, and I know people in New York and South London are just creaming their jeans from this information. The only notable drawback with the Millennium Rod is that its powers don't work on anyone with a Millennium item, but considering you can make an army with all of your other mind servants, that is a very small price to pay. It also allows the wielder to enter and speak through the minds of anyone they choose. Coming up in third, we have the Millennium Necklace. This item grants the user the ability to see into the future. However, as we've seen with Ishizu losing to Kaiba, these events are not always set in stone, as someone with the strongest will can actually change their destiny. Although with that being said, with this power, the wielder can still devise strategies to solidify or prevent the future that they see. In second place, we have the Millennium Puzzle.
I'm gonna get crucified!
And yes, I already know a lot of comments are gonna be unhappy about this. So wash your ass and let me explain. So as everyone knows, the Millennium Puzzle possesses the Pharaoh and King of Games Atem. But did you know that the main ability of the puzzle is to increase the probability of someone winning by giving them a luck boost?
Heart of the cards? More like heart of my ass.
There is something that people fail to understand. While it does increase your chances of winning, it doesn't make them 100%, considering Yugi has lost before. However, regardless of what I say, while this ability is broken and does have its chances of failure, it is still a powerful ability with incredible viability in the world of duel monsters. And now for number one, you've all been waiting for it, and it's the one and only, the legendary Millennium Crest! Also known as the Emperor's Key, it opens the door in order to summon the most legendary ally ever, an astral being of sorts. Get it? And he and Yuma Sukama team up to create the powerful duo known as Zexal, and so the whole world gets set to get dick, motherfucker! Yeah, I still set Central. I'm Steve the goddamn technician. Don't ever forget that. Anyways, time for the real top spot. Our gold medal goes to the Millennium Eye. And to be honest, it shouldn't be too surprising. This item is extremely powerful. You can read the mind of anyone you duel, and you can even see every card in their hand. And it doesn't matter if they have a Millennium item or not, considering he did this to Yugi. Another interesting thing about the Millennium item is that it can actually take another person's soul and put them in a card, regardless of whether or not they dueled them before. However, it should be noted that this ability only works on someone who doesn't have a Millennium item. See, the Millennium Eye is so powerful that Pegasus can even win in the most bizarre ways, such as giving a child a piece of notebook paper in order to beat Bandit Keith, or beating Yugi with a pre-recorded message.
You're a loser!
One last ability of the Millennium Eye is that it can actually grant its wielder one wish, and provided that they're specific enough, they can actually, well, probably, wish for whatever they want. With such amazing abilities that work within and outside of the game of duel monsters, it only made sense to give the Millennium Eye the top spot. And with that, we'll wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, and if you guys have any questions or feel as though something should have been ranked differently, don't be afraid to comment. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you in my next video.